Stanley Hall was the first psychologist to establish child development and child psychology as fields that influenced education at the end of the 19th century. He is best known as the first president of the American Psychological Association in 1892, founder of the first American Psychology Laboratory at Johns Hopkins University, the first American to earn a PhD in psychology. Granville Stanley Hall was born on his parents' farm in Ashfield, Massachusetts on February 1st, 1844. His father, Granville Bascom Hall, served in the Massachusetts legislature. His mother, Abigail Beals, studied at the Albany Female Seminary and taught school. They passed on to their son their love of learning as well as a strong sense of religious piety, and Hall grew up determined to make a contribution to the world. He initially planned to become a minister. Hall graduated from Williams College in the year of 1867. He then enrolled at the Union Theological Seminary in New York City during the same year. He completed his training at the Union Theological Seminary in the year of 1870. After 10 weeks as a church pastor, he decided to leave the ministry. He then taught literature and philosophy at Antioch College. Hall then went on to undertake research with H.P. Bowditch at Harvard Medical School. In the year of 1878, G. Stanley Hall was awarded the first PhD in psychology in the United States. After he failed to secure a professorship, he left for Germany. During his time in Germany, Hall studied psychological psychology at laboratories in Berlin and Leipzig. During this time, Hall also spent time investigating the possibilities of applying psychology to education. Hall returned to the United States in the year of 1880. He was invited by Harvard to give a series of public lectures on education. His lectures became so successful that he repeated the series the following year and was invited to deliver a similar series of lectures at Johns Hopkins University in the year of 1881. In the year of 1882, Hall was appointed as lecturer in psychology and pedagogy at Johns Hopkins University. He became a professor at Johns Hopkins in 1884. The professorship was the first chair in the new field of psychology in the country. In 1887, he launched the American Journal of Psychology. In 1892, he convened the American Psychological Association and served as its first president. In the year of 1888, Hall became the first president of Clark University in Worcester, Massachusetts. He envisioned Clark as a major graduate school and invited a number of leading scholars to join the faculty. By the year of 1898, Hall had supervised 30 out of 54 PhD degrees that had been awarded in the United States. The accidental asphyxiation of Hall's wife and daughter in 1890 left him raising his young son alone. Yet over the course of the next decade, he made some of his most significant contributions to the new science of psychology. He developed the influential concept of genetic psychology. Genetic psychology was based on evolutionary theory. This theory solidified his reputation as a leading educational reformer. In 1904, Hall published Adolescence, Its Psychology and Its Relation to Physiology, Anthropology, Sociology, Sex, Crime, Religion, and Education, based on the idea that a child's development recapitulates human evolution. After his retirement in 1920, Hall wrote a companion volume on aging. His stirring call for a better understanding of the aging process anticipated the development of gerontology, and his critique of the marginalization of elderly people still resonates today. G. Stanley Hall's contributions helped establish psychology in the United States. He died on April 24, 1924.